Hey guys, Crewman here, and do you hear that sound? Well, you don't, because that's the sound of all of my KS Zeros shut down. It's been a year, almost a year to the day, when I turned on my very last KS Zero, not Ultra, not Pro. These are the original models. They came out probably around June of last year for the first batch. I deployed them between the middle of July and the beginning of August, and I think this was the last one that was deployed. These were all overclocked. They served me really, really, really well, but all good things come to an end, and at my power rate, they are no longer profitable. So it got me thinking about the state of KASPA ASICs. So without further ado, let's get to it. This video is sponsored by Crypto Miner Bros, your one-stop shop for home ASIC mining needs. They have any home ASIC miner you're looking at, from the ETC ASICs, which are my personal favorites, to the latest Lithium ASICs, the AL1, to the KS0 Ultra, which we are talking about right here. Use code CROUPMAN for $70 off your order. And remember, prices from Crypto Miner Bros are shipped to your door. They have free shipping, and there's no hidden fees or hidden prices. What you see right here is what you're going to pay. So thanks again to Crypto Miner Bros for sponsoring this video. You saw that I turned off my KS Zeros, right? And they were on for about a year. And it made me think that, I wonder what the rest of the first generation KASPA ASICs are looking like profitability-wise. And then it kind of made me think that maybe I should do a video on the state of KASPA ASICs. Findings are interesting, and I want to go over it right now. So first, I want to go over the KS Zero. My power rate jumped up to 13 cents, right? And at 13 cents, I'm only making 8 cents a day profit on these KS Zeros. Right now, in my opinion, for my current usage, it doesn't make sense to leave these on, as I'm trying to lower my overall power usage. And I think that's more important than making a few cents on KASPA when I already have a pretty large bag. Now it got me thinking, right? 13 cents kilowatt hours where I am right now, how are the rest of the KASPA ASICs from the first generation faring? So let's go check that out. So here are the KASPA ASICs, right? Now let's look at the first generation ones. So let's look at the KS Zero. We already know that that makes 8 to 5 cents a day. ASIC miner value showing 5 cents. I was showing 8 cents. Then we see the KS1 makes 67 cents a day. And then we see the KS2 makes about $1.30 a day. And we see the KS3 makes $10 a day. So basically the KS2 and the KS3 are really the only ones that are still worth running. What would it be? What would this look like if we were at 17 cents, which is kind of what the national average in the US is basically right now. So if we were at 17 cents, right, you see that the KS0 is in the red. It loses at 1 cent a day. You see that the KS1 makes only 10 cents a day. You see that the KS2 makes 21 cents a day, and you see that the KS3 makes $7 a day. So essentially only the KS3 is worth running at that power rate. So that means for the average American, the first generation of Ice River ASICs are basically duds at that average, minus the KS3. Now I'm assuming, right, that everybody who bought one of these on the first batch, well, I'm assuming that they all made out well if they held their KASPA. If they sold their KASPA, oof, I feel bad for you guys. You shouldn't have sold your KASPA. And that is a point I want to reiterate to anybody who's thinking about buying a KASPA ASIC. Do not sell your KASPA until it hits the price you want it to hit. Had I sold to try to recoup my initial investment, I would have recouped my initial investment, but I would have made way, way, way less KASPA. You know, when you buy these ASICs, for better or for worse, you're taking a risk. And if you're risk adverse, these ASICs aren't for you and you shouldn't be buying one. The people who bought originally are probably fine if they held. Now, if you bought on the secondary market, you bought them used somewhere in the middle of the lifespan of it, or you bought it on the tertiary market, I don't know how you did, only you do it. You know, it all depends on your price. But it kind of gets to the point where I think that I would probably only buy new, and I would only buy if I believed in a few things, right? I would only buy if I really believed in KASPA, obviously, because like KASPA is floating between 19, hey look, it just hit 20 cents and 20 cents, right? At 20 cents, you're not going to make any money back on your KASPA ASICs if you buy them now, because as we've seen, and as me shutting down my KS Zeros proved, these KASPA ASICs are going to have about a year where they're really profitable. except for the really, really expensive ones, right? You're going to yield the most in the first year. So if you're buying a new KASPA ASIC, and remember, you can use code CRUITMAN for $70 off. If you're going to buy, whether it's a KS0 Ultra, any of these latest ASICs, right? Like a KS0 Ultra, a KS5M, or a KS5L, you're going to yield the most in the first year, okay? And you have to do your calculations based on what you believe the price of KASPA is going to be. Like, do you believe KASPA is going to go to 50 cents? I think 50 cents is very, very, very likely, but that's not financial advice. Do you believe KASPA is going to go to $1? I don't know, but let's do some numbers, right? Let's go off of my KS0 Ultra. It's been mining for a month, for example, okay? I yielded, as you can see here, I yielded 228 KASPA in the first month. Well, at 228 KASPA right now is only worth $45. But if KASPA 5x's and goes to $1, then basically that 228 will be worth $228. And that KS0 Ultra that you paid $329 for, I think it was $350 when I first got it. The price of it when I first got it. My KS0 was sponsored, so I didn't pay for it. Just want to be upfront, transparent about that. Then you basically make 3/4 of your money back, and in approximately, say, I don't know, I want to say maybe like 15 to 20 days, it would pay itself off. So if you bought a KS0 at this price and you held your KASPA and it hit $1, the first 2 months of yield would basically pay for it, and then you start making profit. And I'm sure the same math basically applies to the KS5M, the KS5L as well. You have to make sure that when you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to buy a KASPA ASIC, you have to calculate what you think what you want the price of KASPA to be and what the yield is going to be in the first year, and go from there. Now, me personally, I would calculate it at like 50 cents and not $1. So that 228 KASPA would be $90, and then I would be like a third of the way towards my ROI. And I think you'd be looking at it like a 6 to 7 month ROI at 50 cents, and then you'll start making profit in the last few weeks, or I'm sorry, the last few months of this year. Long story short, as I said, you just need to be smart about purchasing a KASPA ASIC. This isn't me telling you not to buy one. This isn't me telling you to buy one. This is me telling you that seeing the first generation of KASPA ASICs basically become borderline bricks right now makes me think that you're only going to get a year off of the next batch of KASPA ASICs. So you have to be comfortable with what the first year's yield and what you think the price of KASPA is going to be, and use that math to determine whether or not you should buy one. So thank you again to Crypto Miner Bros for sponsoring this video. Use code CRUITMAN for $70 off any ASIC purchase from the site. And again, the most important thing about buying an ASIC is to do your research, to do your homework, and for KASPA to make sure you hold the KASPA until it hits the price you want, and you make sure that you have risk tolerance to do this. If you're going to have bad vibes from buying one of these and it's going to be damaging to your mental health, don't do it. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe for more ASIC mining content. CRUITMAN is